Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I am back doing your sex and relationships horoscopes. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Aquarius, and this is for the month of September 2015. Just so you guys know, I always disclaim that this deck is an erotic tarot deck. This video is going to have strong nudity, sexual content, graphic images, and language. So this is for everyone who's over 18, and for those of you who have been waiting a long time for these videos, I'm sorry it's taking me so long to get these out too, but I just was in the mood to do these videos because they're so much fun. And I think right now for the month of September, especially the first 2 weeks in September, with everything that's going on, I think a little bit of fun goes a long way. So I already laid out a spread. I've tried to record this video a couple of times. Maybe it's just because of my new format here, but just so you know, I did shuffle. So anyways, again, this is for Aquarius for the month of September 2015, and the first card that you got with this deck is, I call this the Element of Surprise card. And you could see the guy's covering her mouth, and she's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And before you panic, let me read this to you, okay? It says, the element of surprise. The man shows up at your door unexpectedly. The girlfriend or wife do not know. This can also indicate a secret affair to roleplay. Him as a secret agent, potentially. The man is daring, kinky, and the sex includes ripping clothes off, using body stockings, fishnets, to wear innocent frocks and frilly gowns only to be dominated and pillaged. The man makes the move on the woman, and but she likes it. That's what I wrote. It says, don't deny it, you want it rough. So this card to me is really about just the element of surprise in your love life. This is kind of getting it on unexpectedly. Unexpectedly go on a date and you end up having sex with the person. Unexpectedly, you get involved with a married man or woman, okay? Unexpectedly, the person, the object of your desire, this could be someone who's also in another relationship, shows up or contacts you unexpectedly. To me, this is also about wanting to get it on spontaneously, just like not planning it out, like, Friday night at 5 o'clock, we're going to have sex. This is, you being in the mood and just kind of being impulsive and kind of being, I want to say lustful. You're just, there's chemistry between you and this person, and you kind of just going at it because that chemistry is there, that spontaneity is there. This is also wanting to try different things in the bedroom, maybe wanting to use a body stocking or fishnets, or just kind of role playing back and forth between someone who's very sweet and shy, but you really just it's that combination of someone who's trying to do that, but really he's gonna give it to you rough. Basically that's what you're kind of role playing at. So spontaneity, element of surprise, I feel like that's a main theme for you in September. There may be some element where you're not gonna know, or the universe doesn't really want you to know everything that's gonna happen, okay? You may also have fantasies, things that are not in the light, okay, as far as taboo kind of relationships where you're involved with someone who's in another relationship, or this is you wanting someone who's in another relationship. There's just that things are hidden fantasies for those of you who are not involved with somebody who's in another relationship. This is hidden fantasies, hidden desires. Wanting someone to kind of surprise you in a good way. Also, but this is kind of just that that like impulsive, need to have sex, need to get it on kind of vibe, okay? Now, the card crossing you is, you can see it's a guy who's kind of trying to touch this girl, but she's you know, she's not into it, okay? She's not feeling it, okay? It says, the relationship has become mechanical. Emotions are tied up in arguments. The man wants the woman. The man wants more sex than the woman, okay? The sex drive is not equal, to not feel anything when you touch, zero chemistry. So this doesn't apply to those of you who are single. This applies to those of you who are in a relationship. Those of you who are in a relationship, you know, you may be in a relationship, you may have been in a relationship for some time. I'm getting like, you know, 5 to 10 years or even longer, okay? And there is no more spontaneous, let's just have sex in the kitchen kind of thing, you know? There is no, let's dress up in some kind of frilly garment. You know, there is just, you know, you go to touch your partner and you don't feel anything. You do go to have sex and it just feels kind of like mechanical, like you're kind of just putting all the parts are going together, but there's nothing happening emotionally, and you're just kind of not into it, you know. It's sort of almost like you could feel like you're having like a little bit of an out-of-body experience. They're showing me that Annie Hall movie or film where she's like having that like out-of-body experience where like she's having sex with, I think it's Woody Allen actually, and in the movie, you know, and she's just not into it, okay? This is for those of you who are single. You may know somebody who's in a relationship that's kind of gone cold, or that just kind of feels stale. It doesn't feel like, it just doesn't feel exciting. I want to say exciting anymore. There's really little excitement there. You know, underlying theme here, this is the foundation. This is body images. Some of you have some body images, okay? You can see there's this guy, right? And he's really looking at her in a very lustful way. And he's holding on to this dog, you know. It's like in the camera, and this is very colorful type stories here with this, but he's holding on to, basically it's a mask, and because he's going to this ball, or they were going to this ball, and he's wearing this dog mask or whatever. But I see he's got a lot of inner desires, okay? So if you're Aquarius man, I feel like you have a strong sense of sexuality, and you may have been in a relationship with someone who just had some body images where they didn't have a strong sexuality as you, okay? You also may be, especially if you're Aquarius female, a virgin or a woman of little experience. This could also be someone who's very self-conscious. You may have been going through kind of like a self-conscious phase where you just didn't like the way you looked. You know, you were kind of self-conscious about it, and this is you needing to improve your image through weight loss, by diet and exercise, okay? But this can also indicate meeting someone or knowing someone who sees the beauty in you, even when you don't see it in yourself, okay? So, and this could also be someone someone may have been around you who really saw something in you, saw the beauty in you, and she didn't realize it, okay? But his desire or her desire for you is very strong, okay? And this is where I feel like this is a guy, but it could be a girl where sex is really on their mind, okay? And they're like, they need to have sex, and sort of like when they meet you, they see you as being a very sexy person, you know, but you may not see it in yourself. You know, this is where I would tell you, Aquarius, you need to really, you know, work on diet and exercise, because this is like there's some like underlying theme here where you're not as you're very self-conscious, and you're not as confident as you should be or need to be, okay? Because Aquariuses are very, they can be very confident people. I feel like they're very outgoing people. So This is just like an underlying theme. Body issues, being self-conscious, not really feeling like confident about your sexuality, or not maybe being confused even about your sexuality. This goes for guys and girls. This is like an underlying theme. And this is not for everyone. Someone really, there's some people that really pick apart everything that I say. And when I'm talking, it's really like I'm channeling. So some of the things that I say may not apply to you, but other pieces of it might. So just because you're not confused about your sexuality doesn't mean this isn't applicable to you. You may have body issues, So I'm just saying. In the recent past, there's this. You got this card. You see guys going down on girl. And it says, dynamic sexual relationship chemistry is off the charts. The man will surprise you on how good he can be in bed. For a woman, this is a considerate lover. This is someone who knows what they are doing. This is clitoral stimulation, toys, vibrators, using all the gadgets in the bedroom to get the job done. It will get done, I wrote. This is great sex, okay? It says, be patient, he's coming, and so are you, okay? If you've been waiting on someone, like a lot of you, I feel like have been waiting on a guy or waiting on a girl or waiting for a relationship to happen or get off the ground or develop, I feel like eventually you will get to that point. There's just this element of waiting involved with this card because I feel like this a lot of people have fantasies, okay? Let's go back to fantasies. And this may indicate someone just, you having a fantasy for someone or wanting to get it on with this person or wanting to have a relationship with this person of some kind. You're just wanting to have sex with this person. And, you're trying to be patient and, maybe it hasn't happened yet, okay? This card indicates that I feel like it's going to happen. Just sort of like, it can take a little bit to get, to have the orgasm. So it's that element of waiting. It's don't rush things. I guess that's what I want to say. Don't rush things, okay? Take your time. Be confident in yourself. Be confident, you're going to have sex again, Aquarius. That's what I want to tell you. So don't panic, okay? You're going to have sex again, okay? Now, the card following that card, this is what's crowning you, okay? This is a really good card, okay? And I'll wink here, okay? Not because of the position is it good, it's just because I made this card really one of the best cards in the deck. And this is coming hard. This is major orgasm. That's what I wrote at the top. You can see, you can't really see my handwriting. It's all in reverse, but that's what I wrote, okay? It says, oh yeah, to want him or her so badly you have an orgasm just thinking about them, okay? But then the real thing is even more. It's even better than you could imagine. This is multiple orgasms, okay? This is long, beautiful nights together. Because I see this card as, this could be the afternoon or this could be the night where the light from the streets is coming through the blinds. This could even be, what they call a nooner, where it's during the day and there's the shades, and it's still sunny outside. But this is having it bad for someone, really bad, where there's something that between your chemistry and their chemistry, like you thinking about them, like turns you on. Like it's a real turn on thinking about this person. So there may be a person that you really, really like, okay? Or if you're single, that really turns you on, okay? And this is, the idea here is that at some point it's going to happen. It may not have happened yet, but it's going to happen because I feel like they feel it too. I'm going to speak. Excuse me. Excuse me. I sneeze really loudly. So anyways, on with the reading. Okay, so now, again, some of you may be single watching this, and others of you who are in a relationship. I feel like those of you who are in a relationship, the relationship might have gone stale, and there's a lot of arguing going on, okay? Because we got this card where, she's kind of pissed off. They're talking, they may have had sex, they may not have had sex. It's just like there's a lot of tension, okay? This is tension. This is a lot of buildup. This is where they might not have had sex. He wants to have sex. He is just laying down and resting, and she's just like, why don't we have sex anymore? Blah, 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 whatever she's saying. Whatever, you did this, we did that. There's this is a lover's quarrel, okay? And on the scale of like 0 to 10, the lover's quarrel being more mild, and you're going to make up right away, and then the lover's quarrel being really, really bad, and you probably could break up. This is probably on it's like about a 5, For some of you, it's going to, depend on the relationship that you're in, but I want to say it's like a 5, where if you do get into an argument, you also got this card that's following, which I do like, which is the making up card. So you can see they fought, and then they made up. It's not like, I don't feel like, you're going to break up because of arguing. A lot of you are in long-term relationships, and you need to just really start to experiment more in your relationship. Some of you really just need to go on some dates with your partner and get that feeling back. Some of you, the feeling is gone, and you need to break up, okay? However, because you do have these two cards together, sort of almost connected, where it's like one after the other, I want to say that in the future, later in September, or even shortly after you argue, there's going to be make-up sex involved, Some of you are in, the cycle of breaking up and getting back together, and some of you are, that cycle involves yelling at the person, text blasting the person like I used to, and then having sex right, like shortly thereafter, like just completely ignoring everything that you said. And girls are known to do this, so guys, watch out. Especially Aquarius. Aquarius could say, like, they could have like this whole crazy list of everything that's like wrong with the other person, but then like 2 seconds later, they're like, fucking their brains out with the person. They could forget everything. It's just, Aquarians are very, I want to say, erratic like that. Unpredictable. That's what Aquarians are known for. So if Aquarian gives you, if you're watching this and this is for your partner, or your partner's an Aquarius, if they give you shit, just, don't ignore it, but like take it with like a little bit of grain of salt. Unless they say something like, don't ever call me again, and like pack their bag and leave, in which case it's over, If you guys are in the cycle of breaking up and getting back together, my suggestion is, this is what I call the roller coaster of relationships, It's up to you to decide when you get off the ride, because it's a roller coaster that's kind of never ending until you decide, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. So you may be watching this and wondering, you may be in that cycle, wondering if you're going to get, if you're going to make up, if you're going to get back together. It depends on how the relationship ended. If the relationship, if the guy, broke up with you, especially Aquarius females, and, for whatever reason, you haven't heard from him in 6 months, chances are you're not getting back together. But if you fought on like a Friday night and you haven't heard from him since Friday, and it's like Saturday or Sunday that you're watching this, and he texted you, he did text you, say hi or whatever, chances are you're going to hook back up again, And if this is a married person, if you're involved with somebody who's married, you're going to hook back up again. Why? Because a married person will always come back to you because they know that they can get some with you. So you don't have to really ever worry that, you always have the power, unless, of course, the married person has like 4 or 5 other people that they're sleeping with and they're multitasking, and you're not really like the only one. A lot of people think that they're the only one if they're dating a married person, or if they're sleeping with a married person, or if they're in a relationship with someone who has a girlfriend or boyfriend. But a lot of times you're not. So I want you to know that it's very important to get off the roller coaster if there's too many other parties involved. And I talk a lot about this in my regular readings, but I think it's just important to note here, okay? So the universe is, the card that's, the universe is telling you, you're working too hard, Aquarius. You're multitasking too much, okay? Because this card you can see, she is working. She's like in a restaurant. Some of you may work in a restaurant. She's working in a restaurant or a bar somewhere. You know, she may be bartending. She has a heart. She has a job. You know, she's working hard, okay? It doesn't matter what job it is. You could be in the medical profession and on your feet all day. You know, you could, you know, whatever it is, be, in the law field and working on legal briefs all day. You know what I mean? It just could be like a million, you can be anything really. But those are just some examples. But this is someone who's just really like too focused on work. This is a woman who plays, and this is also applicable here, what I wrote. It says a woman who plays a good game, who withholds sex or gives sex on her terms alone, who is a quote-unquote bitch. The man is attracted, but will realize his mistake if he marries her. Can also indicate a man thinking he is going to get some, only to find out how wrong he is. And the thing is, she's not easy. She's going to be very hard to catch. This is someone also who's kind of untamable. This is a woman who loves her freedom. I wrote a cowgirl at the top. So, this is, you could see, the guy is giving her oral sex, but she's also multitasking and she's pouring this wine into this, or water into this pitcher. I want to say that, and I'm not saying, that you are playing a good game. However, some of you may be playing games in relationships. Some of you, especially the females, I want to say female Aquarius, guys too, there could be some girl who's playing some game, okay? Guys and girl, I want to say male and female Aquariuses, I feel like you're working too hard, okay? The universe is saying, you don't need to multitask so much. Make a little room in your life for romance. It's really going to be good for you, okay? For those of you who are working many, many hours on other things and you're not really 100% focused on your love life, I feel like it's time to get focused on your love life. Now, for those few people who are playing games and those people who are trying to be hard to catch, you're doing a good job, okay? The guy thinks he's going to get some, and he's not, because you're just like, no, this is what I want, da-da-da-da-da. And this is someone who also likes their freedom, and Aquarius is really, I think this is you, Aquarius. You really do, and a lot of times, like your freedom, and you don't necessarily want to give that up, although a lot of people don't realize that. I feel like an Aquarius would trade their freedom for a real relationship, real romance. You may have also been in a relationship with someone who made you feel very claustrophobic, or like locked you in and like told you couldn't do things and it had to be a certain way, and you don't really want restrictions like that. You want to be in a relationship where there's 50-50. It's a 50-50 partnership. So this to me, and I'm getting a strong tingle on that. So, because it's kind of a vicious cycle. Because you want your freedom, you don't make enough time for romance, okay? And because you don't make enough time for romance, you don't really get to see all the possibilities and date all the possibilities and find a good person. So then you just spend more and more time working, or focus on more and more work, and you just, romance becomes like the last thing on your list, and you kind of may just get it on with someone random, or you might get it on with someone who you don't even really like, just to get it on, and it might be all about you, because you're getting it on with that person, it might not be very much involved for them. You also may be leading somebody on. There may be someone, for some of you, that there's a person involved who's leading. It could be the guy leading the girl on, or it could be the girl leading the guy leading the girl on, or the girl leading the guy on. Okay, either way, okay? Because I feel like, in a way, she's giving him like a little taste. You know, this is kind of ironic here. He's giving her oral sex, but a little taste of what she has to offer, but she doesn't like want to like really invest her time. She doesn't want to put more of herself in it. This you might want to have, in a way, like the benefits of a relationship, but not a full blown commitment. Okay, some of you may be kind of confused about what it is you want in a relationship. Some of you may be working a lot and not have a lot of time for a relationship, but some of you may be just like thinking, okay, you really want a relationship, but at the same time, you don't want the restrictions that come with the relationship. So on one hand, you want the relationship, on the other hand, you don't. You know, and this makes sense for Aquarius, because Aquarius are very like, you know, they're head signs, and so they think about things, and so they're kind of like rationally they're like, okay, well, I want this, but at the same time, I don't want this. So what is it that I really want? You know, the two kind of negate each other. You know. So in the end, what happens is I feel like you kind of get neither Aquarius. You get something, but not very much, okay, of a relationship. Maybe you get a hookup here or a hookup there. You may have hooked up with someone who really didn't care about, or you may in the future hook up with someone again that you don't really care about, because you haven't decided to really go all in relationships, or you haven't found a relationship that's really going to give you what it is that you really want without too many restrictions. You know, I would write down on a piece of paper what is it that you want in a relationship, Aquarius. That's, you know, my suggestion. Now you have in the position of your attitude. This is where your mind is at. This is again going back to the party. Okay, in the Decameron deck, this is, you know, they're at a ball, you know, masquerade ball, and there's two people in the background. This guy and this girl are headed out, okay? They are sneaking off together, okay? So again, there's a lot of stealth things here, okay? But this is also fantasy. So these are things that people don't know. This is stuff that's hidden. This thing you think about, you know, at night. You know, there's a saying, in your dreams for a reason. And this is what I wrote. It says, to fantasize about having sex at a party. Two people wanting to experiment in unusual places where they can be bad, quote unquote, where there is risk of getting caught. Okay, this is also two people deciding to be together, not caring what others think. Okay, so to me this is fantasies. Okay, in my mind, you know, this is two people sneaking off to go fuck in the closet. You know, this is two people, you know, deciding, you know, they don't care if other people, like what other people think about their relationship. They just want to be together. They just want each other. But see, in this card, they're really not having sex. So it's sort of just like, it could be the fantasy about being with someone that maybe you can't have, or maybe you shouldn't have, or wanting somebody that is unavailable. Or, you know, this to me is two people deciding to be together, you know, so it's sort of like you want somebody to decide to be with you, you know, you want that person to decide to be with you, and the feeling, I want to say, is mutual, okay? If there's the person that you're fantasizing about, I want to say the feeling is very mutual, that both of you want to be together, but for many reasons that you might not be together yet, okay? It just may not have happened yet, okay? So I want to say that. Now the outcome is, you know, I love this card. I really do. It's really graphic, so I'm just gonna show it to you here. Okay, you can see, guy. He is, you know, he's got his mouth on her nipple, and she's, you know, spread eagle basically to the world. And it says, you know, the whole story about this card is, you know, she's making dinner, and suddenly, you know, because there's salad there or whatever, you know, things are flying in the kitchen. She's making dinner, and he just can't take it anymore. Can't take it no more. And he just goes crazy and, you know, jumps on her. You know, they jump at each other, and off come her clothes. And suddenly, you know, he's, you know, he's all over her. And, you know, they're probably going to have sex on the table, basically. That's what's going to happen. But okay, so this is what I wrote. It says, someone who has an oral fixation, someone who's a great kisser, who's great with their tongue, someone who loves breasts, big breasts especially. This is a man so overcome with desire, he takes the woman in the kitchen table in the middle of eating or by surprise. Okay, so this goes by the element of surprise. This is a man who loves a woman who cooks. This is to thoroughly enjoy each other. The taste of each other is divine. Enjoy. Okay, so again, the outcome end of September for you, Aquarius, is there may be some kind of, build up, okay? Some kind of surprise, where you suddenly kiss someone and it's unexpected, or you suddenly get it on with somebody and it's unexpected. This is just not planned. There's not a lot of planning involved here, I feel. For those of you who are in a relationship, I feel like you're kind of on a roller coaster ride. And I feel like for those of you who are single, I feel like there's just like you have a lot of fantasies happening. To me, the key word for September is fantasy, okay? You're kind of living in a fantasy world where things are happening. You may be fantasizing about a certain person or just fantasizing in general. And the person you may be fantasizing about may be in another relationship. Okay, or maybe unavailable for whatever reasons. They also may be single, but to me it feels like predominantly they may be in another relationship. But at the end, I feel like you're going to get it on, Aquarius. For those who, I don't feel like the outcome is thus that I want to say you're going to get it on because even if you're in a roller coaster ride of a relationship, or even if you're single, I feel like there's someone in your life that there's strong connection with. Or you're going to meet someone where you have a strong connection. Now, those of you who are just watching this and you are sitting on the couch and you're not going out at all, you're not going to meet this person. Okay, so you need to go out. Period. Okay, it needs to happen. There's just no other way that you're going to meet them miraculously. You're just, you may bump into someone. It's always possible, but you need to make the effort. I feel like Aquarius needs to make the effort. I feel like Aquarius is very social in general, but sometimes Aquarius can be a little bit of the loner. So don't be a loner, Aquarius. In September, be active, go out, have fun. Be the magical person that you are, and be confident, because I'm sure there's somebody who's going to take notice of you, someone who's going to be attracted to you, and someone who's just can't contain themselves and just might try to kiss you or, in the end, fuck you on the kitchen table. So, which I will wink there and I will cross my fingers for you. I hope that happens for you. So, that's all for this reading. For now, again, I will be back in mid-September, a couple weeks, with my regular Shadowscapes deck. If you like a private reading and you want me to use my Shadowscapes deck, feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com, and I'd love to get you scheduled. You can also find out more about my pricing and payment and schedule on the About section on my YouTube channel. And thanks so much for subscribing and Google Plusing and liking all my videos. I really appreciate it. I read all messages and emails. You guys are awesome. So I send you big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.